Hello Saving Country Houses, my name is Nova Guest. Welcome to Ashby Manor House. So Ashby Manor House, we know that it was built probably up to 900 years ago. The house has 11 bedrooms and 2 large reception rooms. Come on in. So here we are in the entrance halls of Ashby Manor House. We've got the original visitors book, which sort of starts with Prince Edward and his visit for a polo match in 1925. This is all the Rolls Royces and the valets lined up, the drivers, which is really fun. The Guest family, my husband's family, arrived here at the turn of the century, and they promptly commissioned Edwin Lutyens to make the house more grand. So let me take you on a bit of a tour. Let's come down through here. So basically you can see that this is the sort of first evidence of Lutyens being here, because he had to connect a modern wing. Come on through here. So this is the stone hall, and this is much newer than you think on first appearance. So it was built at the turn of the century. Lutyens was here. He worked here for over 35 years. So lots of these rooms got added in different decades. You can see that the bay window, that was added much later. This is the lightest room in the house, south-facing windows. I've got 2 sofa.com ottomans here that I pushed together to create. I couldn't find a coffee table big enough for this room, so I had to sort of come up with this odd design, but I've covered it with books so that you can't see the middle. And my sister came up with the idea of putting a round table in this bay window, and this has just transformed the way we live here. It's so fabulous. And when we have, you know, people staying here and there's lots of people, this is such a lovely place to have an intimate dinner or a lunch. This is one of the last rooms that was put on the house. This is the formal dining room. It's actually, controversially, lined in pine wood, which is quite funny because you'd sort of imagine that usually everyone had an oak panelled dining room, but not here. First met my husband 18 years ago. Henry hadn't told me about this incredible house, and it was around then that his cousin, who owned the house, invited us to come and stay for a night. And I remember just feeling quite overwhelmed and excited and very lucky to be staying in this beautiful house, this family house. When he told us that he wanted to sell it in around 2014, we found that we had this quite deep attachment to the house and the gardens, and we'd been coming here for 8 or 9 years at that stage. And I felt confident that we could do it if we turned it into a business. But we did, probably quite naively, buy the house. Here's the kitchen, possibly the smallest kitchen in a stately home of this size, but come on through to our most formal room. We call this the music room. So Henry's great-grandmother, Lady Alice Wimborne, she adored music and had a very close relationship with William Walton, who was a famous English composer. When they were doing up the house, they actually engraved musical instruments on the wood panelling. Now here, got some modern sofas by B&B Italia, this wonderful coffee table with some Welsh marble, which I bought at Rose Uniacke. Otherwise in this room, lots of family members watching over us. This house had never been run as a business before, and I felt that we could curate wonderful weekends for people to come and enjoy the house and grounds, and that revenue would help us sort of cover the running costs of the house. I felt that we could do that. But yes, it was exciting because for the first time people were coming to stay in the house, paying guests. So here, this is the most beautiful oak panelled room, which was always Lord Wimborne's study, and as you can see is now not Lord Wimborne's study, it's now the playroom, but it's the most beautiful panelling, which we have to really look after. I mean, you know, 17th century panelling. This was historically always Lord Wimborne's bedroom. And this room has a wonderful view out over the church. And this is where we were, actually Henry and I were married in the church. This is quite a fun Lutyens moment here. This is very Lutyens, this sort of roof gable and this little panelled hallway. Come on through here. This is rather fun. This is the wedding present that Winston and Clementine Churchill gave to Henry's grandmother, Mabel, and Lord Wimborne when they got married in the 50s. So we've hung those there. I mean, I've had to furnish all these rooms and they didn't all start like this. Everything took me about 10 years because I had to save up and we had to slowly furnish all the rooms. So it's all been sort of trial and error. So here we are in the gardens. Actually, this is kind of interesting. This is our Tudor wing from the outside. And this house has had quite a journey because it started off as a shop on the high street of Ipswich and ended up at a big exhibition in White City and was purchased by Henry's great-grandfather who wanted a Tudor wing. So it was brought up by truck and the man actually driving the lorry received a ticket for going too slow. Anyway, here it was assembled and sits very proudly on the side of the manor. Statue garden. No one knows exactly where these statues came from. We know that they have been here for at least 400 years, but we're not sure of where they actually came from. So when we come through this gate, we're in the entrance court, and this is a mixture of eras because Lutyens, of course, has done a lot here. Evidence of Lutyens is everywhere, especially this cobbled path. Probably the most exciting project, which we are currently doing, is our gatehouse, also known as the home of the Gunpowder Plot. So Robert Catesby, who owned the house, conspired to blow up the Houses of Parliament, and a lot of his plotting was done in that little Tudor gatehouse. Come and have a look at what we're doing. It's rather incredible to think who walked these steps, and I do feel the historical importance of the place speaking to us as we climb the stairs. And it's really very untouched. I mean, there's various rooms which, you know, we're not entirely certain what they were all used for, but I'm quite certain that this main room here is where the plotters gathered because of the space here and the number of plotters there were. And it's rather amazing when you come in to think about what was being discussed in this room. But you can also see coming in, you know, all the work that we need to do, allowing us to have people, tourists, school groups, private guests in here. And that's really what we want to do, as well as doing the building up because it needs to, you know, it deserves to be looked after. It has such a place in the nation's history. I mean, one thing I'm certain of is the ceiling needs attention and we need to understand exactly what we're allowed to do. You know, I love the giant fireplace and I'm longing to have a fire roaring in here as they would have, because it would have been the only source of heat. So yeah, there's a lot we need to do, but this is very exciting to show you. I love the idea of sharing it, and I love the idea that we are generating some revenue to keep the house going. It's funny because when people say, how do you have people just staying in your house? I must be unusual because I love it. I love knowing that people are enjoying the house, and it makes all the effort that we're always putting into the house, worthwhile. And I feel like the house, is smiling, and there's a lot of care being taken, and it's our way of looking after it.